Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is as close as I'm getting to a special presentation for the 40th anniversary of Mobile Suit Gundam, which happened this past Sunday. This color scheme here is mimicking the Gundam Deluxe Combination set, which was one of the first toys made of the Gundam, and besides just the color scheme, which is a little bit weird here, yellow V-fin, some heavily chromed parts, etc. Things that I can't replicate are the fact that it had a hyper bazooka on one shoulder and a bizarre, polearm weapon that eventually wound up more or less in the hands of the Unicorn Gundam. That's where the inspiration from that came from the first toy put out of the Gundam 40 years ago by a company called Clover. Clover were the main sponsors for Gundam. They wanted to sell a lot of toys. It never really did that. Eventually, when they figured out who exactly was watching, which was a lot of older fans and also a very large number of women compared to pretty much any other, robot anime that had been produced up to that date. Eventually Gundam took off on, under the right circumstances when marketed to the right people. But the first Gundam toy was really silly looking. A pretty good Japanese reviewer who goes by Wotafa just did a review of the Deluxe Combination set. I'll try to remember to link it in the comments because it's a neat looking toy if you like big chunky old 70s robot toys, which I do. I love those things. I wish I could afford to own more of them. I just have some of the molds that came over as things like Voltron and such when I was young, and not a lot else. But yeah, so that's where this color scheme comes from, and this is a 450 point basic round, and I am using the Gundam with standard beam rifle as opposed to beam rifle with super napalm. I may be mistaken. Please feel free to correct me on this, but having run the beam rifle with super napalm recently, I swear the standard beam rifle charges just a little faster. So I wasn't able to save that guy, but when I noticed that Blue Destiny was not boosting away, I think it was a Blue Destiny, might have been a Pale Rider, either way, it was not boosting away, which was my cue that it was safe to move in for melee and kill it. So sadly, that person got up right into my charged shot, so I was not able to land it. I'm trying to back them up, but it's like 4-on-1 in there, and 4-on-2 are not really better odds. So I was not able to save that Pixie. And now I'm just kind of trying to hang back and pick some shots when I can. Missed that one, but got out of the way of enemy fire. They're probably going to go after the person in the Gym Sniper 2 up on the hill there, which gives me a chance to land a shot. 3,000 charged, or 2913. Pretty good. Pretty good indeed. So I overheat the rifle a lot in this match. More so than I usually do with the Gelgoog. I'm not sure why. Maybe I'm off my game, maybe I'm just running the Gundam a little bit differently, but yeah, I do not Gundam as well as I Gelgoog. It has always been thus, but it is really kind of pronounced here, even though I end up doing okay. Let's see, that is an Alex in Gundam Unicorn kind of colors, and it's time for me to get away from that a little bit, because it was gonna damage me pretty heavily if I stuck around. And now I really... good catch by the Pixie there. And snuck in a shot, snuck in a saber, bounced off the guy. Apologized because I'm sorry to knock him away like that. I just wanted to make sure the guy didn't have a chance to get up, because you may have noticed that being down from a counter tackle does not last very long at all. So if you have the shot, take the shot. But yeah, so I'm doing pretty well in my very gaudy Gundam here. And I like the color scheme. I just don't think the silver is showing up quite well enough yet, though. I tweaked that for a long time, and just even with the reflectiveness, the highlight and all those things turned all the way down on the white parts and all the way up on the silver parts, I still don't feel like there's enough of a distinction. I may darken the silver parts just to make a little bit more of a difference in how they look, because it's just not quite. I'd like to. I need to exaggerate it a little bit to get the full effect of what it is across. At least Viewing it from the back I need to. Maybe it's more impressive and more Clovery from the front. I've always wanted to get a Clover Gundam toy. There were more besides the deluxe combination set. Some of them tend to go for cheaper, but none of them are particularly cost efficient. Especially since I am, both poor and cheap when it comes to buying toys. And now this Easy 8. I seem to recall I managed to stay away from this guy for a very long time. I lucked out there and he missed his bazooka shot, so I was able to do some damage. I didn't quite re-ready my saber in time to get a shot in. I should have gone with the rifle like I meant to. And then I finally timed my evade wrong and did not get back any further. But I kind of kept him at bay for a long time, and I think he lives maybe another couple seconds. Yep, there he goes. So yeah, I didn't do badly considering I had no hit points, like nothing. So 2 minutes left. We're a little bit down, but not a lot. I think I'm about to land at this point and drop an airstrike now that somebody else just dropped an airstrike. Because, airstrike to go with your airstrike. It works sometimes. But, let's see, only 2 enemies left, but I don't think it does work at this point, sadly, but we have got the lead while I was doing that, so now it's time to get back in there. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good impression of it. If I could separate the colors out properly, the faceplate should actually be white too, and not silver like the rest of the head, but the head is a single color slot on the Gundam, so I think that's probably true of most mobile suits in here, but let's see, that was just poorly timed all around. And finally came out of my downswing animation. Now it's time to got a kill. And there is I think it's a Blue Destiny? Yeah, looks like a Blue Destiny. Either way, it is a thing I don't want to be too near. And I want to find a good opportunity to do that and stop him. And downswing. So there. That was about half his health. That's pretty good. Knowing what I do about Easy 8s, it's time to work the thing's legs. That's right. You'll notice we are, behind again. You'll notice somebody set a bomb with milliseconds difference between the overall round timer. So that, and I'm calling for support because for one thing my legs are already broken. So at this point it's just a matter of I'm about to get surrounded and I'm trying to figure out how I can do the most damage possible before I drop. And I managed to roll forward, get a couple of swings off, and get countered to death with 20-some seconds to go. But I did do some damage, and I'm pretty sure I kept most of them busy to where the bomb cannot be defused, which is the important part. Because, yeah, it's going to go off with milliseconds to go, and we're going to win, just to spoil it. You can probably see just the tiny, tiny disparity in the timer. And that is going to be enough to let us win it. And boom. And we won. So, yeah, that was a really nice clutch win that I didn't have a lot to do with, but I helped. And I think my score was decent for this, as I recall. So, yeah, top score, top damage, running a standard beam rifle with no super napalm. That's pretty good. And like I said, correct me if I'm wrong on that charging. But anyway, that is going to do it on today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We'll be back soon with more. So, till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later! The feature I wish I could have put on? The red bands around the wrist, where the rocket punches come out.